declaration. We, the undersigned citizens of Malaysia, append below our concern over the deteriorating political, economic and social situation in the country. We wish to draw the attention of the people of Malaysia to the damage done to the country under the premiership of Datuk Sri Najib Tun Razak. Under his administration, the country has descended to become one of the 10 most corrupt countries in the world, according to Ernst & Young in their Asia Pacific Fraud Survey Report Series 2013. The 2015 Corruption Perception Index showed Malaysia has dropped 4 places from 50 to 54. This is because Datuk Sri Najib believes that money can ensure his position as Prime Minister of Malaysia. He believes that cash is king. Allocations to all ministries and public institutions, including universities, have been reduced because of shortages of funds. Even when allocations are budgeted for, no money was available. In 2009, he decided to set up a sovereign wealth fund to earn income for the government. He created One Malaysia Development Berhad, which became indebted with 42 billion ringgit of loans, which it is unable to repay. It is no longer sovereign wealth funds. It is sovereign debt fund. One MDB borrowed approximately 20 billion ringgit to acquire 3 power plant companies for an overpriced 12.1 billion. Despite being awarded new power plant contracts and extension to the expiring power producing concessions, the 1MDB power companies were sold for 9.83 billion, or a loss of 2.27 billion. One MDB invested or lent a total of 1.83 US dollars, 1.83 billion US dollars to Petro Saudi International Limited between 2009 and 2011 under the pretext of bogus projects or non-existent assets. Bank Negara Malaysia had demanded 1MDB return the above money to Malaysia as their approval was given based on misinformation submitted by 1MDB. Of this sum, a total of US 1.45 billion was directly and indirectly siphoned off to Good Star Limited and other companies controlled by Low Tech Joe. To hide the missing funds, 1MDB disposed his investments and loans to PSI for US 2.318 billion, claiming to have made a profit of US 488 million. However, no money was returned to Malaysia. Instead, 1MDB claimed it invested the funds in Cayman Islands that was subsequently found to be an unlicensed investment manager. KPMG was sacked as 1MDB's auditors for refusing to confirm the value of the investment in the mysterious Cayman Fund. 1MDB claimed that the Cayman Islands investment has been fully redeemed. US 1.22 billion was reportedly redeemed on 5th November 2014, but was substantially utilized on the very same day to compensate investment PJS for the termination of options granted to ABA to acquire 49% of 1MDB power companies, which has been sold now. This is a lie because the parent of ABA, International Petroleum Investment Corporation, or IPIC, did not mention receipt of any such payments in its audited accounts published on the London Stock Exchange. Instead, the account stated that 1MDB owes IPIC the sum of US 481 million for the termination. 1MDB also took another loan of US 975 million from a Dutch bank-led consortium in September 2014 for the very same purpose of compensating ABA for the terminated options. The Wall Street Journal has exposed the fact that this money had been paid to a different British Virgin Island entity with a similar name, ABA Investment PJS Limited. They used a similar name to hide the fact that it did not go to the real ABA Investment Company, whose beneficial owner is completely unrelated to IPIC. The simple scam has fooled even the 1MDB auditors, Deloitte Malaysia, into believing that the payments were indeed received by IPIC's ABA. 1MDB announced that it made a second and final 1.1 billion redemption of the Cayman Islands investment in January 2015. Initially, the Prime Minister told Parliament that the sum was held in cash in BSI Bank. BSI Bank Singapore. However, 2 months later, in May 2015, he informed Parliament that it was not cash, but assets. Subsequently, it was explained that these assets were units, which meant that they were never redeemed in the first place. This proved that 1MDB and the Prime Minister have been consistently lying to the Malaysian public. It also means that the money invested in Saudi, which was reinvested in Cayman Islands, are still missing and unaccounted for. A former UMNO vice head of Patukawan Division made a police report on the loss of large sums of money by 1MDB. No investigations were carried out by the police. Instead, he was interrogated. The person who reported was interrogated by the police, detained, and charged under anti-terrorist law, SOSMA, for sabotage of the Malaysian economy. His lawyer was also arrested and charged under the same law. This had the effect of frightening people from making police reports on the 1MDB. The Wall Street Journal reported that Najib had US $681 million in his private account at M-Bank, Arab Malaysia Bank in Malaysia. Najib denied this at first, but later admitted he had a huge amount of money in his account. He claimed that it was a gift from an Arab, then that it was a donation to him to help him win the 13th general election in Malaysia, then that it was given because of his dedication to the fight against Islamic terrorists. He then claimed to have received the money from a Saudi prince, then from the king of Saudi Arabia, who had passed away. Later, a Saudi minister stated there was no record of such a gift by the Saudis. The Saudi minister suggested it was probably a Saudi investment. The amount was small. Najib expressed his intention to sue the Wall Street Journal, but he did not. Instead, he asked his lawyer to ask the Wall Street Journal why it published the report. To this day, the Wall Street Journal continues to report more and more details about the US $681 million he has in his private account. He has not sued WSJ, which he can do in the country WSJ was published. We have another 1 hour walk to so be patient. Concerned over the huge sum of money in Najib's private account, a task force was set up in Malaysia to investigate the origin of the money. 4 government institutions became members of the task force. They are the police, the Attorney General, Bank Negara, and the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission. Before the task force was able to finish his work, the Attorney General was removed by Najib, claiming that he was sick and could not continue to work. Basically, Najib had misrepresented to the king to get the Attorney General to be replaced. The Public Accounts Committee was basically paralyzed by Najib removing its chairman and members to prevent its investigation of one MDB. A new chairman,